Used cars versus new cars. The opposition spokesman on national security, Peter Bunting, is refueling debate of pre-owned vehicles for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. In his sectoral presentation to the House, Mr. Bunting again questioned the move and is now suggesting that something is awry about the deal. TVJ's Janella Precious reports.
Too much talk, not enough action. This has been Peter Bunting's main criticism of the current Minister of National Security, Robert Montague, on his handling of the crime portfolio. On Tuesday, he came with documentary evidence, specifically Mr. Montague's 2016 sectoral presentation.
Ghostbusters! Other promises from last year, inmates will be dressed in brightly colored suits, electronically monitored as they work in communities. No sign of these. We will roll out more mobile police stations. No sign of these. We will restart the graduate entry program. Not started. We will review the police book of rules and ensure each officer gets a copy. Officers still don't have the book. We're purchasing dogs from Cuba. No sign of Cuban dogs.
Mr. Bunting, however, credits the minister for keeping one promise, boosting the JCF's vehicle fleet. But it's the type of vehicles he has not found favor with. He views the purchase of used cars for the police as ill-advised. $500 million for the purchase of 240 cars. The JCF has received only 40 of the 2014 Toyota Corolla Axio so far. Mr. Bunting first raised the issue about the tender process, but the minister would interject.
He's saying the ministry issued a selective tender. Absolute falsehood.
Issued a tender.
Tender, it was published about 6 times in the 2 major newspapers in the country.
Concerns too about the award of the contract to the used car dealer.
Mr. Speaker, this huge purchase contract was granted to a dealer that I understand had not imported a single vehicle in the last 2 years, since March 2015. Yet the ministry has handed over $200 million to this entity as an advance or deposit.
Mr. Speaker, the tender went through. The tender was assessed by the NCC. The NCC made recommendations and we abided by those recommendations. So to have the member...
What is the point of order? What is the point of order? What is the point of order?
To have the member misleading the House.
But my question is, were the financial statements of this entity assessed to determine its financial capability?
No.
The other question the minister will need to answer, when he comes time to answer the questions, is whether the Ministry of National Security has any fit and proper criteria that they apply when issuing a huge contract for over $400 million. Does it matter, for example, whether a director or shareholder of a supplier company is the subject of adverse traces, as the contract, to use the Contractor General's term, by local or international law enforcement, or has previously convicted of narcotics-related offenses or deported for these offenses?
The opposition spokesman on national security ended with this.
I believe this used car procurement for the JCF will come to be known as the mother of all bandulu.
Janella Precious, TVJ News.